So, what is the overview of the current real estate market in Ontario, as per your opinion? Do you recommend in a resale homes or in a new homes?
I wanted to give them a right change in life. मतलब यही मेरी motivation थी जहाँ से from somebody I chose to become a nobody.
Which community is the backbone of your real estate? Any specific advice that can be very, very helpful for the new buyer? Like home investments are still recommended?
Yes, investment homes are still recommended. However,
जी नमस्कार, मेरा नाम अश्विनी अग्रवाल। एक बार फिर मैं हाजिर हूं आपके सामने डायरेक्ट टू पब्लिक में, और आज हमारे साथ हैं मिस्टर आनंद अय्यर। आनंद अय्यर जी रियल एस्टेट एजेंट हैं रीमैक्स रियलिटी सर्विसेज के साथ, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ी ब्रोकरेज है जीटीए के अंदर, ओंटारियो के अंदर। और जैसे मैंने आपसे शुरू में ही कहा था, जब मेरे पहले और दूसरे पॉडकास्ट हुए, कि हम उन क्रेडिबल लोगों को बुलाते हैं जिन्होंने अपनी लाइफ में एक बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस लिया है, कुछ खास किया है। और वो कुछ खास लोग हैं जो आज कनाडा में आके कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, और वो कम्युनिटी में छुपे हुए हैं। बहुत कम लोग जानते होंगे मेरे ख्याल से ब्रैम्पटन में या जीटीए में कि आनंद अय्यर साहब इंडिया में कहाँ से हैं और क्या करते थे। तो आनंद अय्यर साहब इंडिया में थे ताज ग्रुप ऑफ होटल्स के साथ, मुंबई में जहां पर ब्लास्ट हुआ था, जो एक आतंकवादी अटैक था, उसमें उस वक्त आनंद अय्यर जी वहीं पर थे, और बहुत अच्छे मैनेजमेंट लेवल के पोजीशंस पे इन्होंने ताज होटल में काम किया है। इसके बारे में भी जानेंगे बाद में। तो पहले बता दें, आज का जो टॉपिक है हमारा वो है रियल एस्टेट, और मेरे साथ हैं रियल एस्टेट एजेंट मिस्टर आनंद अय्यर रीमैक्स रियलिटी सर्विसेज से।
नमस्कार
आनंद जी, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर एक्सेप्टिंग माय इनविटेशन एंड यू आर हियर टुडे। सो मैंने कुछ थोड़े से क्वेश्चंस तैयार किए हैं रियल एस्टेट के ऊपर, क्योंकि हमारी कम्युनिटी में क्या होता है, न्यू कमर आते हैं। जितने रियल एस्टेट एजेंट हैं उनकी कोशिश होती है जो न्यू कमर आया उससे दोस्ती बढ़ाई। उसमें कुछ अच्छे लोग भी हैं जो उनकी मदद भी करते हैं, उन्हें सही रूट पाथ देते हैं, और कुछ लोग ऐसे भी हैं सिर्फ लालच होता है उनके मन में कि एक दिन मैं इसको अपना ही प्रॉपर्टी सेल करूंगा और ये मुझसे प्रॉपर्टी बाय करेगा एंड आई विल मेक मनी। तो पहले तो क्वेश्चन ये आता है, जैसा मैंने अभी अपने व्यूअर्स को भी बताया, कि आप ताज में थे, बहुत बड़ी बड़ी मैनेजमेंट लेवल की पोजीशंस पे आप रहे ताज में, और हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री थी, इतनी हाई हॉस्पिटैलिटी इंडस्ट्री। सो आई थिंक कोई मुड़ के रुकने वाली कोई बात नहीं थी। तो हाउ यू बिकम अ रियल्टर इन कनाडा?
सो मेरी जर्नी कनाडा में आने का मेरा मेन मकसद ये था कि फैमिली टाइम मुझे मिल जाए, जो मुझे मेरी प्रोफेशनल करियर में बिल्कुल नहीं मिलती थी। फैमिली टाइम मिल जाए, थोड़ी अपने आप को मैं स्टेबलाइज कर पाऊँ, ज़िंदगी जी लूँ। ये मेरी प्रायोरिटी थी जब व्हेन आई केम टू कनाडा, that I need to have some life for myself, actually, which was not the case in my 22 years in Taj Group of Hotels. Actually, I worked in multiple countries. I was heading sales and marketing for different hotels in different countries. Sri Lanka, of course, India से शुरू हुई थी. I opened the Taj Lansing Hotel, which is an icon in Mumbai. I opened that hotel. Then I was head of sales for Pune. From there, they sent me to Africa as part of the Africa development. And then Sri Lanka, especially during the civil war, I was there. कि जब वो सिविल वॉर चल रही थी, और उसके पहले और उसके बाद वाली ट्रांजिशन में, so काफ़ी ट्रिकी सिचुएशंस में बहुत साल काम किया मैंने।
ताज में भी जब हमला हुआ, you were there.
I was,
जहाँ हमले होते रहे, वॉर चलती रही, you were always there.
I think wherever there was a tricky situation, वो मुझे भेजते थे टर्न अराउंड करने के लिए। स्ट्रैटेजी बहुत यूज करनी पड़ती थी।
जितना आनंद जी मैंने कॉर्पोरेट में काम किया, मैंने देखा कि जहां पर चैलेंजेस होते हैं, वहां पे एक अच्छे इंसान को, जिसके ऊपर कंपनी को भरोसा होता है कि यही संभाल सकता है, उसी को वहां भेजा जाता है, उसी को अपॉइंट किया जाता है। सो आई थिंक दैट वाज द रीजन, एंड आई नो यू पर्सनली फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम नाउ, and I have some more questions for you now. How you become a realtor?
So what I did was, when I came to because I was living in multiple countries, kids were all born abroad and they were growing in a different lifestyle compared to India. I wanted to give them a right change in life. मतलब यही मेरी मोटिवेशन थी जहाँ से from somebody I chose to become a nobody and actually started life from grassroots level. When I came, of course, I went through the same churn that every one of us go through, being rejected, being told the door, not being taken for your experience. You're like treated very badly. Of course, I met some great people, and I'm always thankful to them. I mean, two critical people in my life who actually gave me that direction was one was Nick Sharma from Century 21 Red Star. I mean, he was the one who held my hand, and of course my mentor Rakesh Joshi. And from there, I started to build myself up. These were the two first people, whether they realize it or not. They were the ones who actually gave me that backup when I first joined, and I had no clue of what Canada was.
अभी हम ना अपने 2 एपिसोड पहले एक एपिसोड किया था जिसके अंदर हमने ज्योति शर्मा जी को बुलाया था, हमने यही रखा था कि ऐसा तो सोचा ना था.
Correct.
So was that the same feeling, ऐसा तो सोचा ना था?
Absolutely. You come to Canada, you're forced to start from the grassroots level. I mean, you're somebody where you had so much recognition. I mean, across the world, I've traveled to, I think, 62 countries till now. I've stayed in many of them. काफी कल्चर से काम किया मैंने, चाहे वो different religions, different nationalities से काम किया. But when you come here, you're beaten down.
Then how you choose real estate only?
So that's when once I met both these people, I just thought to myself that I need to have some good money. और दूसरी lifestyle भी चाहिए, because I didn't want to compromise on what my children have lived or what my
so flexible hours and all
flexible
that,
hours,
whatever time you want to work,
and good money. And real estate was actually, if you're a sincere real estate agent, you will really make good money, and you will also touch a lot of people's lives. That's the reason I chose real estate over anything
so
else.
Being a high flyer across the world, hotelier and all that stuff, so you come back, like not you come back, you came to Canada to start a life with a peace,
Right.
with a
Yes.
family.
Yes.
And to give some more time to them.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, that's good. So मेरे पास एक क्वेश्चन है, what is the overview of the current real estate market in Ontario? क्योंकि आज जो मैं महसूस कर रहा हूँ या जो मेरे पास मेरे दोस्त भी बात करते हैं, बहुत ही एक टाइम है, बड़ा ही काफी डाउन टाइम चल रहा है इस समय प्रॉपर्टी का. So what is the overview of the current real estate market in Ontario as per your opinion?
See, I'll give you two sides to the story. One is the reason real estate is in turmoil today is predominantly wrong policies by the government, wrong forecast and foresight by institutions like the Bank of Canada, who raise interest rate, drop interest rates, and fortunately or unfortunately, the banks will always remain rich, but it's the consumer who's actually gone from owning a home to ending a home in a power of sale today. So till such a time, now for the next 2 years, we expect the market to be stagnant. The foreign buyers have actually been reduced big time, so there are no foreign buyers because there is a ban. It's the local consumers who are now buying homes. For them, again, it's a challenge in today's economy because of inflation, of cost of living, which has gone high. Groceries are very high. People are eating into their savings. So we can't expect anything drastically to change in real estate. It's going to be stagnant. You still have a lot more houses in the market to sell. Prices have definitely come down, so affordability has become a good avenue. But people don't have the down payments because of the cost of living, which is very high. So that is again a catch-22 situation.
So do you think the people who are new immigrants in Canada or living here for a long time, is it the right time to buy property because the property is going very down this time?
Yes, it's always a good time to buy property, Ashwini ji, because real estate contributes to 23 to 24% of the GDP of Canada, whereas across the world, real estate only contributes to 2 or 3% of the GDP. That means, right from top to bottom, everybody who gets paid today, whether it's the Prime Minister's office to the person down the line, it's all an offtake of how the real estate is contributing to the GDP.
So if we say that it's a good time to buy because the prices are down, and every time is good time to buy, definitely if I'm buying for myself, it's always good because at least I'm bringing an asset for myself. So is it a good time to sell as well?
It's also a good time to sell for those people who haven't bought during those bubble periods where they've bought homes at 2% interest rate, but almost 2 times the cost. It's not a good time. Otherwise, it's always a good time because if you bought the home about 5-7 years ago, the prices were good. It's more or less the same. We have gone to the pre-COVID period of the pricing.
I think definitely, like there are people who have multiple properties and they bought it before 2010 or before 2014. So that time the prices of the properties were very low. And after 16, 17, 18,
the growth started
gradually growing more and more.
Correct.
So now I think for them, putting more mortgage money or to take out some money from, it's a right time so that because the market shows it's very unpredictable market that
Correct.
we go high when it will go high.
Yes.
So better whatever you are expecting equity from your home, you can take it out. So it's a good time to sell property for them who are investors.
Yes.
And having properties and not doing or not giving money.
Yes, I always say that it's always a good thing to buy a property too, because that becomes your forced saving. You know, when you retire, if you have about $500,000 to $600,000 equity in a specific home that you bought today, you know, very few people are able to accumulate that kind of wealth at the time of retirement. So I would say go buy a property, no doubt about it. Prices are low. If you can afford the monthly payment, go buy the property, because you're actually forcibly saving into that home, and that money comes back to you. You know, when you retire at 60, you still have about 20 more years to live, and that's when you might be able to use the money to your betterment.
And like you said earlier that due to government policies, the market scenario is getting worse and worse. So what do you think that what policies, what is the role of government policies in properties?
See, I would say that because real estate contributes to almost 23-25% of the GDP, it is one of the prime money making attributes even for the for Canada, and for the people in the government, people in Bank of Canada, people in different banks who believe in asset holdings. So it is a very important avenue. I'm just a bit surprised that, you know, even a small store today is normally forecasting you know, how the revenues and how the market trends are going to be for the next 5 years. And today we have huge banks who have, you know, given you 2% in 2022, and then suddenly increased it up to 5%. And then now in the last 1 year, they've been, you know, reducing the interest rates back. So it looks a little unstable and, you know, and not studied too much. But at the end of it, the consumer is actually facing the brunt of it, especially all those who ran to buy homes in the bubble period. Their renewals will come up in the next 2 years. It's a huge challenge in the market.
Like properties are going down and buying is not happening so much in the market. So in the past 2 to 3 years, what do you think, like what was good in real estate market, and how all the realtors, real estate agents, like how do you think, like, you know, there are a lot of agents, so how do they are making money, how they are managing their families, their all that?
See, for example, Brampton, for that matter, our population about 650 to 700,000 people. An average realtor sells anywhere in the range of 3 to 4 transactions in a whole year. A full-time realtor actually targets about 15 to 20 transactions in a year. If you actually see the Toronto Real Estate Board statistics for last year, out of 45,000 agents, there were only 7,000 agents who actually did 10 transactions and above. That means many of them are still holding a license, but they are still working part-time, they're still on the truck, they're still doing their business. And that contributes to the 45,000 realtors in Ontario, out of which only 7,000 realtors have actually crossed the 10 transactions and above mark. So, like people like me, I'm a full-time realtor. This is all I do. This is all I learn every day. And because I'm a full-time realtor, I'm in the churn. I'm able to advise my clients much better than a gentleman who's probably done 1 transaction or 2 transactions a year. And I insulate my clients more than any of them. So competition is there, no doubt. But competency is what takes over competition. And that's where there are good realtors in Brampton who are still doing good for the community and making their own money.
So what do you recommend? You recommend in a resale homes or in a new homes?
For now, because the market is unstable, I would say, and it's going to take till next September or October to even see some kind of stability in the market, because we are hoping with the new government now in place, which we had no clue about for the last 6 months. For the new government in place, I hope they make policies conducive for quality immigrations, to address a lot of homelessness, to address a lot of demand supply as far as homes are concerned. So once that slowly comes into play, next September things will start stabilizing in this market. But till such time, pre-construction is something is something that you is a home that you might get 3 years hence, but you're actually paying for it today. So you have to be a little careful to make sure that the buyer is the right guy who's able to complete the home on time, or he should not go bankrupt after, the builder should not go bankrupt after 3 years, or the buyer should not go jobless after 3 years that he's not able to conclude a transaction. I would always go with resale because the whole cycle of a resale home takes about 45 days. And at least you know that if you sign up for a home today, in the next 45 to 60 days, at least you get the key of your asset and you're able to build. In today's unstable market, focus on resale real estate is my take. Uh, I wouldn't play the gamble with the builders at this point in time.
So if I ask you in last year, in 2024,
Yes.
how many deals you closed?
I do an average of anywhere between 20 to 25 transactions a year. I also don't overstretch my transactions because I don't want money making to take an important portion in my personal life. I want to wake up, have breakfast at home, see my kids. So I don't take too much stress. I work with quality clients. I pre-qualify them first. I make sure that they are ready to get the home. Only then I, actually even venture into going forward and getting them the home. But yes, an average of 20 to 20 transactions with an average in
That's a good number.
is a good number. Yes.
In a slump time.
In a slump time, it's again because I'm a full-time agent, because I'm in, I work with a lot of referral clients. I've gotten homes for people over the years, and I work with a lot of referrals. Referrals comes again on trust and relationship basis. So I think that should be a good number for
In our Brampton, I saw that most of the businesses are community based.
Yes.
Like if you are Indo-Canadian, so
Yes.
most of the Indians come to you.
Yes.
If you are Punjabi, so most of Punjabis come to you. If you are Gujarati, most of the Gujarati comes to you.
Yes.
So we see these things.
Yes.
If you are from any other China, so there
Yes.
most of the client is Chinese
Yes.
because of communication and a lot of stuff.
Yes.
So which community is the backbone of your real estate?
My business.
Is it coming from Indo-Canada or
No.
is it coming from?
See, my business is mixed, but predominantly most of my business comes from the African community.
Oh my God!
And also, why I love every minute of working with people in Africa, because I've lived myself in Africa. I understand them. They are people who very easily trust you, so they need to be guided in the right manner. That's the most important thing. And my little boy was born in Africa, so I carry Africa in my heart. Somehow I got that connection with people who come from Africa, who are very, very nice people, who are very humble people, who are very trustworthy people. And I work with people from Ghana, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, so across board. And something I quite enjoy because I add a lot of value to their life. My business is predominantly the African community, followed by India and Sri Lanka.
I don't know, somebody will subscribe our direct to public from Africa, but if you are listening, you should subscribe today.
Agree.
So definitely. So there are some more questions like home investments are still recommended.
Yes, investment homes are still recommended. However, for an investment home, you are going to look for somebody to rent the home or lease the home, which is actually taking a long time because you're looking for qualified tenants to actually take your home and make sure that your rents are paid. Plus, right now, the landlord-tenant board, which actually handles the tenant and landlord disputes, is sitting on a huge backlog. So while of course tenants are also facing their bit of struggle with the landlords are also, investors are also facing a huge struggle with the tenants. So till such a time this is resolved, I would say yes, you can buy the home for it to appreciate in value as time passes.
I accept this because I give you a live example. Yesterday, I saw a property earlier that was listed for 2 million in a very downtown Brampton area, very best area I can say, because downtown is the most happening area. So Brampton downtown, I saw a property yesterday. It was listed for around $2 million, and now it's 1.3 only.
Yes.
And property like that, it's amazing. The fully renovated, beautiful house, double-story house with a basement, and it's amazing. So I think, yes, this is the right time to invest, or the people who want to buy home for themselves. Because
Absolutely.
if you're buying it for themselves, you don't have an issue of selling it, and you
Correct.
don't have an issue for the pricing. You need a good where you can live good, where you like the atmosphere, and where you think that the growth of your family and growth of your own standard of life. And so I think it's the right time to buy a new home for those who are living in the rental accommodations or who are looking for a home for a long time. So it's the right time.
And I would also recommend Brampton specifically because one thing I love Brampton. I've been here for many years. I've seen the demographics of the city changed so dramatically from what it was before COVID to what it is today. I think the mayor and the team are doing a fantastic job in making sure the different parts of Brampton are developed in such a way that it's more residential friendly. The amount of parks, the amount of effort, especially the new mayor, the amount of effort he's put in. Patrick, I've never seen it before. Before it was a dead town, absolutely a dead town. But the amount of activities he's done, I mean, very well done indeed. And Brampton is also managed to balance its pricing well, because in the GTA, it's right now the lowest priced real estate market, followed by Mississauga and Vaughan, and thereon. So Brampton is a home of opportunity, and I would urge you guys to buy homes now because prices are rock bottom, and you'll enjoy the city. It's a beautiful city. It's very well connected. Everything's available for any part, from whichever part of the world you come. Everything's available here. So fantastic.
Especially food.
Food, groceries, communities, community centers, gardens, parks. I mean, where the different parts of the world that I've lived in are so overcrowded. But when you come to Brampton, you actually see the sense of space. You see quality in life here in Brampton.
So,
I would
Anand,
urge.
let me add something from for my viewers.
Yes.
That newcomers came here, they don't know anyone. Sometimes they have few friends. Sometimes, like me, I came when I don't know anyone.
Same
Not
here,
a
right?
single pe-
Not a single
person.
person.
And everybody told us that listen to 5 people, then choose the one that what is good for
Correct.
you, suits you, and then go ahead. So, in the real estate market, when a newcomer comes in,
Yes.
what kind of fear like as per your experience, what kind of fear they face, and what is the guidance for them or a path for them to know your realtor? How to know your realtor, whomsoever they are choosing for, because you're not buying a small car or some fridge or furniture, you are buying a house.
Correct.
It's a lifetime.
Yes, and you're tied to it for the whole of your life.
You like everything you saved, everything you take from bank, whatever you have, you just put everything in your home, especially in the first home. So what do you recommend? Like, what is the fear of them? How to
Combat it.
know your realtor?
Yes.
What parameters you want to suggest them to go with the realtor?
So I have a thinking that I often use that anybody who's born in this world today predominantly has two critical aspirations. One is to meet God at some point in time, which it stays in your mind, and that stays forever. However, the second aspiration that everyone probably has is to get a home. Now, Canada being the biggest churners as far as home is concerned, even for the GDP of the country, price is good. Homes are beautiful here. The most important thing for you to do is choose your realtor very, very wisely. Like I said, 45,000 realtors, you have technically 7,000 realtors who are actually doing the right job, and many of them have kind of parked their licenses. With Remax Realty Services, there is a concept called commission breath, which we actually see in a lot of unprofessional realtors. They want their commission, so they might just trap your client in such a way and walk away with it, and the client's tied up with the home for the rest of his life. I've seen many people in the market who are struggling in that sense. So choose your realtor wisely. First things first, you need to know whether you're eligible to even buy a home. Secondly, you need to know whether you have the down payment at hand. Thirdly, you need to know what are the legal attributes involved in buying a home. Once you're thorough with everything and once you've ticked all the 3 boxes, only then reach out to a realtor. The first 2 boxes you can tick, the eligibility you can tick with the banker. The down payment, the banker should be able to advise you. The legal aspects, the lawyer should be able to advise you. The realtor is number 4. Or you meet people like me who've been in the industry for long, who understands all these concepts and will educate you step by step before even taking the first step out to showing you a home. So choosing a realtor very, very wisely, because you're putting your entire life savings into one home, and remember, you're going to be stuck with that home for the next 25 years in mortgage, and there is too many slips between the cup and the lip. So you have to be really careful about whom you choose. Do your homework well. Don't rush into buying the first home that you see, because every home is different. So a lot of homework needs to be done. Don't fall in for easy realtors who say, I'll get you the home today, I'll get you the financier, I'll do this, I'll do that. That doesn't work in the real estate market.
So you mean to say we need a realtor who is full time?
Yes.
First of all, because
Absolutely.
and we have to check his experience too.
Yes.
That I think how many property he sold in a year or
Check
2
the
years. So that
credentials.
you should come to know that how expert he is, how many deals he has done.
Yes.
So second thing is he should be patient, because your first house is not the last house.
Absolutely.
Because there are so beautiful houses, and every house is a new.
Yes.
You think that this is the house, but there is another house waiting for you that's more beautiful than that.
Yes.
So your realtor should be a patient person, not like I need it to done today.
Correct. Correct.
So you need a realtor who is full time. You need a realtor who is more patient,
who is more experienced, who understands,
who is more experienced,
understands the whole process. Because buying a home for a realtor as well as the buyer is a journey. It's not a destination. You have to, I actually walk with my clients even after getting them the home, addressing any issues I have. Over a year and more, I've actually been connected with my clients who bought homes, building a relationship. They are stuck somewhere. They reach out to me. So experience in the real estate market really counts. And then, of course, working with a brand like Remax comes with a promise. And I would always say, reach out to good brokerages, good realtors who will guide you through a journey.
यहाँ पे मैं एक बात जरूर कहूँगा कि मैं जब नया आया था, मुझे भी देखो मैं सेल्स में रहा हूँ शुरू से, तो इंडिया में भी मैंने ये बातें सीखी थी, बट किसी ने एहसास दिलाया बात का, होता ना कि आपको पता होता है, आप कर रहे होते।
करेक्ट।
तो मेरे भी एक यहाँ पे एल्डर हैं, मेरे बड़े, मैं उनको बहुत मानता हूँ। उन्होंने मुझे एक बात कही थी कि कभी सेल्समैन का पैसा, कोई भी सेल्स का आदमी हो, चाहे वो आपको कुछ भी सेल कर रहा हो, उसका कमीशन की बात नहीं करना है, आपने उसका पैसा मत मारे, क्योंकि अगर आप उसका पैसा मारेंगे यू विल नॉट गेट द राइट थिंग। अगर आप उसको कहोगे मुझे चीज अच्छी दे, तू कमा रहा, आई डोंट हैव एनी इश्यू, तो अगर आप उसको पैसा पूरा दोगे तो ही विल डू हिज जॉब फुल। सो वहां पर आपको नॉलेज भी मिलेगी, पेशेंस भी मिलेगा, आपको एक सही प्रोडक्ट, एक सही हाउस, एक सही ड्रीम जो आप पूरा करना चाहते हो, उसके सारे इन एंड आउट्स उससे मिलेंगे। सो कभी भी सेल्स पर्सन के कमीशन के ऊपर आप ना जाएं, बेटर करें कि बेटर क्वालिटी की बात करें, बेटर होम की बात करें, और बेटर एक्सपीरियंस की बात करें।
Like me, I don't entertain anybody who comes back to me saying, can you give me back some of your commission that you won? I don't entertain that person from day one for two things. One is, for buyers, there is absolutely no charges from a realtor, from us, not even a penny we charge from a buyer. And in today's real estate scenario, it's the sellers who actually pay the commission to the listing brokerage, and from there we get a share of it. So from the buyers, whatever we do is gratis, is free of cost. We have a representation agreement which allows me to legally represent them. It's just like going to a banker or going to a lawyer or going to a doctor. Why do you go to them? Yes, you don't know their experience, but you see the certificate on the wall and you go to them trusting that they will do a good job. With me, it's the same thing. You see my Remax, you see my real estate certificate on the wall, and with the brand that I work, you can trust that we bring in a certain level of transparency, a certain level of standards. It's just like working in hotels, Ashwini. I mean, there are 100 5-star hotels, but there are still people who patronize the Taj, because the Taj gives them, once you say you're from the Taj, there is a certain promise that comes with the brand. There are many 5-star hotels. Why do people stay in 3-star hotels? Why not in 5?
So that's about
very important.
Reality services, right?
Remax Realty Services, yes, is someone who's really groomed me in the last couple of years, and I'm really happy to have been with them. But yes, very, very important that also for a realtor, the commission comes in once your transaction closes. That's the period of 90 days. We are not on salaries that you get every month and you have the comfort of giving back people. So what you might earn in 3 months is what I would earn once in 3 months. So there are many combinations to it. So I don't entertain people who come back to me for kickback, and I like to do a transparent and a good job.
Anand ji, you are in real estate for how many years?
Right from 2018.
Yeah. So now what, you see now, the students coming from university was going to jobs and all that places.
Yes.
Now they're also joining real estate, mortgages.
Yes.
And there's lot of real estate agents are there. So what do you think about any competition, or what do you think that about so because of lot of agents, where do you see yourself?
See, competition will always be there and it will always grow. And as I grow older in my life, there's always new blood that comes in. For a person like me, I need to educate myself and keep myself updated with what's happening in the system, what's happening in the market, so that I always keep myself one step ahead than any newcomer who comes in. And I coach myself, I train myself, I learn what's happening in the market. I learn about different opportunities and schemes and stuff available at banks. So I keep myself updated so that I'm still in the race. Competition will come. That's something I don't fear. Uh, what the newcomers don't have is what I have in terms of experience. What the newcomers don't have is I have in terms of trusted referrals, trusted relationships in the real estate business, which keeps me pushing forward. So competition is always great. Till such a time it's healthy competition, I welcome it, and I like competition because it also pushes me to do a little better.
What is your approach to a new client?
My first approach to new client is to try pre-qualify them to see if he's even eligible for to buy a home today, or if he's going to be ready to buy a home a year later, or he might never be able to buy a home. So basically, because we are trained, I able to ask them a few questions to pre-qualify them on down payment, on mortgage eligibility. First things first, I want to make sure what is the maximum price cap that this buyer should be able to afford. I would never recommend a buyer to go even $1 above that price cap. He has to always be beneath his means. He has to always be conservative in buying, because the market fluctuates up and down. Today the appraisals will go up, tomorrow it will suddenly crash, and you might lose equity in the home. So it's a complex journey. So I would say be conservative in when you buy a home. If you have a price cap eligibility of 700,000, try getting a home in the 650 range. Don't even cross the dollar above. I would not want to lead you in that direction. I would always be conservative because it's your home, it's your family that's going to stay there, it's your time with your family in that home.
So
I would
we can count it as an advice for buyers, or
Absolutely.
you have any other advice for the buyers too?
For buyers, I would
What do you
always
think? Like any specific advice that can be very, very helpful for the new buyers?
Yes, make sure you tick all the three attributes of down payment, of mortgage eligibility, and your legal advice. Make sure that you are thorough in what you buy, because for a realtor, it's more a transaction. We finish the transaction and we are walking out of your life, but you are going to live with that home, and 90% of your happiness or misery will come from that home. So the onus lies on you. So you have to make sure that you do your homework well before you even open the door to see a home with a realtor.
So ये थे हमारे साथ आनंद अय्यर, जो कि हैं अभी, और रियल एस्टेट के जाने माने मतलब इतने सोशल नहीं है, काफी सोशल हैं कुछ चीजों में, लेकिन रियल एस्टेट के अंदर ये इतनी ज्यादा फेसबुक पे या आपको कहीं सोशल मीडिया पे ज्यादा नहीं मिलेंगे। बट यस, इनका जो सेल्स मार्केटिंग का एक्सपीरियंस है बहुत ही ब्रॉड है, बहुत ही वाइड है, जिन्होंने 67 कंट्रीज के अंदर काम किया है, और वो भी ताज ग्रुप के साथ। आपको भी टाटा साहब से मिले हैं?
हाँ, काफी टाइम मिला हो उनसे, बिकॉज हमारे
कभी हाथ टच हुआ है उनके साथ?
नहीं, हाथ टच हुआ है, बोर्ड मीटिंग्स में बैठा उनके साथ, डिनर्स करी है उनके साथ। बहुत ही
मुझे लगता है अब ये जब कोई मेरे खास तौर से जो खास दोस्त मीडिया वाले हैं, अगर वो इसको देख लेंगे ना, तो आपको जरूर इंटरव्यूज के लिए, वो बम ब्लास्टिंग के इंटरव्यूज के लिए बिठाना
ना एक्चुअली वो ताजमहल होटल की जो टेरर अटैक हुई थी, वो आज भी मेरे दिल में इट्स अ वेरी टची इशू, सो आई डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट।
आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडो कैनेडियंस और इवन इंडियंस, सबके लिए बहुत टची है वो। इस जो भी ह्यूमैनिटी को मानता हूँ, सबके लिए बहुत टची है।
एंड आई डोंट टॉक अबाउट इट, आई स्टिल गेट इमोशनल व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट व्हाट हैपेंड देयर। ऑफ कोर्स आई वाज पार्ट ऑफ द टीम जिन्होंने होटल को रीओपन करी, सो देयर वर अबाउट 12 ऑफ अस हु वर पार्ट ऑफ द स्नैगलेस टीम। पूरी होटल 800 रूम की होटल खाली थी। हमें डर भी लग रहा था क्योंकि काफ़ी डिस्ट्रक्शन हुई थी, काफ़ी मौतें हुई थी अंदर, और बस होटल को सारा हमने पूरी चेकलिस्ट के बाद हमने बोला कि यस दिस होटल इज रेडी टू ओपन। उसके बाद मिस्टर टाटा साहब ने डेट अनाउंस करी थी। आई हैव हैड एक्सलेंट वर्किंग रिलेशंस विद द ताज। मेरी जितने वैल्यूज है is all because of this company that I've worked with over the years. Actually, there is a story for Taj Group Hotels, Ashwin ji. When Jamshedji Tata went to a Boston hotel in Mumbai, वहाँ पर dogs or Indians not allowed करके board लगी हुई थी, and it is a 2-star hotel, and they asked him to go away from that hotel. This was many years ago. He was angry, and that's when, because he was a business owner, he borrowed $80,000 in that day and built the Taj Mahal Hotel today. The Taj Mahal Hotel, very few people know, the parent company is called the Indian Hotels Company Limited, and the first hotel started at the Taj, at the Gateway of India. The Gateway of India was not even there when the Taj Mahal Hotel was built in 1903. For me, it's a very passionate place. I still have all my friends, and I miss the place very much.
नहीं, दैट्स रियली, इसमें कोई शक नहीं। स्टोरी मैंने कहीं पे सुनी थी थोड़ी सी, पर बात अभी जो टाटा साहब की जो डेथ हुई, ही वाज द अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटी।
Absolutely.
ही केम टू कनाडा एज वेल, ही वाज अवार्डेड बाय सम एसोसिएशन टू, एंड डेफिनेटली उनकी जो प्रेजेंस, उनकी अगर आप उनको देखते ही आपको बहुत पॉजिटिवनेस मिलती है। तो अगर इन्होंने हाथ मिलाया बहुत बार, तो सोचो कितने पॉजिटिव होंगे, कितने पेशेंट होंगे।
I mean, in Canada, if you tell people that you this person, they'll say, oh, they'll just brush you off, thinking you're, you're like not telling the truth. But yeah, my experiences in the Taj in the last 22 years has been excellent. I've met presidents of countries, heads of banks, a lot of people in the system. I know even today, right from politicians to cricketers, because that hotel company draws everybody to it, and that's how you start building relationships with people. So I'm blessed in the last 22 years of
And
the Taj Group.
it's our pleasure that today I'm sitting with Anand Iyer Saab, who was very, very he worked 22 years with Taj Group in 67 countries, and now he's in Canada and doing real estate, and with the same honesty, with the same peace of mind, with the same patience, and he's doing every year more than 20 closings. That means a lot about him, means a lot about his trust, lot about his referral, lot about his more things. So मेरी कोशिश हमेशा यही रहती है कि एक वो इंसान यहाँ पर आए डायरेक्ट टू पब्लिक में, जिसकी अपनी एक क्रेडिबिलिटी हो, जिसका अपना एक पहचान हो, इस फील्ड में नहीं, सोशल मीडिया पे दिखावे के फील्ड में नहीं, एक उस फील्ड में जहां पर रियल काम होता है, जहां पर रियल एक्सपीरियंस की हम बात करते हैं। तो यस, मैं एक बार फिर आनंद साहब का वेलकम करता हूं और थैंक्स करता हूं कि आनंद जी,
थैंक यू वेरी मच।
इट्स आवर प्लेजर टू मीट यू, टू सी यू। हाथ मिला लें, जिन्होंने टाटा से हाथ मिलाया उनसे आज हम हाथ मिला रहे हैं।
See, one thing you learn from the Taj Group of Hotels or Mr. Tata is to be very, very humble. Humility is one of his biggest traits. Saying the truth is one of his biggest traits. We used to work with values, something called the Tata Code of Conduct. I mean, we never used to accept bribes from people. We never used to accept even a bottle of wine from a customer, and anything that comes goes back to the hotel. So, being like thorough in all these things for so many years, it's now become a way of life. My character is developed in that sense. Yes, I've traveled to 67 countries, but I worked in about multiple of them with the company. So overall, it's been a good life. And yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be of service to you. And if there's anything you'd like to
एक नंबर आज ही नोट कर लें, 6472026526। मैं रिपीट कर देता हूं, 6472026526। आनंद अय्यर, रीमैक्स रियलिटी सर्विसेज, हमेशा अवेलेबल है आपके एक ही कॉल के ऊपर। थैंक यू सो मच। एंड इफ ही समटाइम्स लाइक डू नॉट पिक द कॉल, जस्ट ड्रॉप अ मैसेज एंड ही विल कॉल यू बैक। आज के लिए इतना ही, फिर मिलेंगे जरूर आनंद अय्यर जी के साथ, ताज की और बातें करेंगे बहुत जल्दी, कुछ समय के बाद।
For sure.
थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much. God bless.